We are for round 2, and this hand seems awesome. I'm going to go ahead and keep. Alright, some sort of... So this is either red, white, or Jeskai tokens. Let's see where Scry goes. Apparently it's going nowhere. It's literally going nowhere, actually. It's just sitting there. Doot, 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 doot. Must be one heck of a tough scry. Or he's like double queuing or something. And it went on top. In real life, when people do this, like, I assume that they, like, kept a hand with, like, 2 lands, and they need, like, the 3rd land to come into play untapped, but, like, it's, like, a scry land on top. Or maybe they kept, like, a 2 land, or, like, they have, like, a scry land in their hand as well. So then they're just like, oh, I really need an untapped land. And they just, like, sit there tanking. This one seems fine. I think we should get a land off this Wayfinder. I kind of wish it was an untapped land, but we're going to be a little slow, but can't really put that to the bottom. We might be behind the 8 ball a little bit, but not too bad. I don't think I want a 3rd one. So usually you just want the 1st one. The 2nd and, you know, stuff like that, kind of whatever. Flame like Phoenix, alright, cool. Do you like Flame like Phoenix? Sure, let's do this. I do want an untapped land. Do I want it to be Urborg or Island? I think I want it to be Island. Gives us dig through time mana. Let's go ahead and play this Temple of Malady. Do we want another temple? I don't think so. I think we just need answers. We'll eventually draw lands. A perfect draw would be like Bile Blight, so I could play Satyr Wayfinder and a removal spell. But at this point, I think Satyr Wayfinder is going to block the Seeker of the Way. Where did that scry go? Top? Okay. So I think we play Satyr Wayfinder and keep up Disdainful Stroke. I'm assuming there's a dragon coming. Okay, all these go to the graveyard. The Crux of Fate would have been awesome. Is he gonna burn my Satyr Wayfinder? I think that's what he's thinking about. If it's worth like the lightning strike. Oh, he's gonna lightning strike me. Okay. Interesting. Alright, as we predicted, there was a dragon. Go ahead and block here. Keep our life total higher than it should be. I think we play Kiora this turn and prevent the damage from this. It'd have been nice to have a land there, but can't always get what you want. Like this thing's always 2. This thing's always 2, where this thing could be 3, 4, who knows. If he has another dragon, we're like just dead. There's nothing we can really do about it, but sure. It's another Flame Wake. Seems an odd way to play those cards out. Ah, to stoke the flames. Where's this going? It's going at me. Okay. This deck seems pretty good. Like, super aggressive red-white. Seems pretty sweet. Alright, so we can prevent the damage from this, and then downfall something, and then die. Yep, okay, so we're just dead. Alright, so we want Tassigers, we want Freeka's Cure, Drown in Sorrow, Hornet Nest. What don't we want? Interpret the Sign's really slow. Ashiok seems awful. Kiora's not great. You'd think it'd be really good because it can stop like dragons and stuff like that. But because they play burn, she usually just dies right away. So you don't even get like any value off of her. You like fog a guy for a turn. And you don't really want too many Thoughtseizers, so I'll probably just cut down to 1. Rakshas's Secret's really good because like they're playing like dragons and stuff. So like they play all their little guys and they're left with like Dragon Land, and then you get a Rakshasa Secret them, which is pretty sick. Garrick is also decent. He's not great. He costs 7. So I could probably cut him and a Thoughtseize for something if I wanted to. Oh, I want Feed the Clan for sure. Which probably means I want Pelucranos as well. Silumgar. Blocks Dragon, he blocks that other guy. Could probably cut this other Thoughtseize for another Feed the Clan. Or is it just, do I want Slumgar or not? Like I didn't see Hordling Outburst, but I have to like assume it's in his deck, right? Like he's playing like Stoke and stuff like that, so maybe it's good. Also don't want like overload on like 6 drops and stuff. We already have Ugins and stuff. I don't know how many things we're going to be able to Disdainful Stroke, so I'll cut a Disdainful Stroke for that. Like, it's obviously great against Dragon, or if he's bringing in, what's it called? Sarkans and stuff. But, like, I just don't want this to be, like, in my opener, like, chilling there. Like, I'd rather just, like, answer it with a Downfall, or Silence of Believers, or a Murderous Cut or something. So, yeah, I think this is how we're going to go. If we win this game, and then, like, we see that he, like, boarded into, like, a bunch of Planeswalkers, will obviously change. Ugh, this hand is so close to being so good. If this was a black land, I think we could keep this hand. Might have to get greedy. If any of these were a scry land too. Like Freakish Cure is so good. And then like all these lead right up to like Tassiger or Murderous Cut. But if we don't draw a black land, we're just like dead. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. Alright, so this probably is going to be the end of us. Guess we can't really mulligan this, even though we can't cast their Satyr Wayfinder. There's a world where we draw a green land, and then possibly win. Nope. Okay. Oh, and then there was life. Top. Yeah. We didn't fetch there because, like, we still want to draw lands. And I think, like, the best way to do that is to have the most amount of lands in our deck still available to us. Sure, Hammer, Purpose, okay. So here, we want to cast this with this and this. Hope to draw an untapped black land, which we do. I think he just wants to be swamp. Don't think we want to take any extra damage. Let's go see what he does. It's important against these decks especially to have the main phase stop on, just in case they do play a Goblin Rabble Master, so you can kill it before it makes tokens. If you don't kill it in the main phase and you can let it go to the beginning of combat, like the trigger has already happened. In real life, that obviously you can just be like, before you go into combat, please stop, but in Moto you have to have that stop on, otherwise it doesn't work. Alright, let's see. I think we are going to block the Seeker and then Bile-Blight the Ashcloud Phoenix and hope that Crux of Fate. Or hope we get to Crux of Fate next turn. Man, that first hand would have been awesome had we had like 2 black sources. Like, I think we'd be dominating this game. Go for swamp. Like this. Sure. Block this. Land. Freakisker is pretty good. What do we want? We just want Opulent Palace this turn. Play the Opulent Palace, and we're going to cure this guy. Like, he can't unmorph it yet, but, like, we can chump block this guy. So. It might be a little wrong just in case he plays Dragon this turn, but if we don't kill the Phoenix, and he plays Dragon, we're probably going to have to name Dragon anyway, with the Crux of Fate, so. Rabble Master is fine. I guess we're blocking Route Master if he lets us. Okay. Hammer is good. I will admit that. Destroy all non-dragons. So like this turn, he's at least going to be able to attack us for 3. Hopefully draw land to Slumgar. Nope, he just draws a dragon, which we have a downfall for. Temple of Deceit. Bottom. Yeah, I'm just going to kill the dragon now, because otherwise we play this like awkward waiting game where he won't monstrous and I won't kill it. Which just puts me in a bad position because he could just like monstrous in response, and then I take an extra 2 damage, and he's drawing very, very well. And we're dead. Alright. Alright, so I didn't do a deck tech, so I'll do that now. Basically, I like this deck a lot. I mean, obviously, we got just destroyed in that game. But, I mean, to be said, like, we did mulligan to 5, and his draw was very, very good. But but nope, I hate how they changed all this. Okay, all right. Let's move some of these over here. So it is basically what Jared Fabiano played. I changed one Bioblight to a Silence of Believers because against the curve aggro decks, I don't think you want that many Bioblights. Like you want something that can kill like their higher end curve stuff. And I could have made it another downfall, but I think Silence of Believers is pretty good if they're trying to curve into like things like Wingmate Rock or just things like that. Like it kills like Wingmate Rock. It can get you out of things like way late game where Hero's Downfall might not be able to. And I don't think like with like Garrick and Ugin, like you're not really too worried about other planeswalkers too much. And then the sideboard, I changed one thing, which is I put a Hornet Nest in over a Sultai Charm, and that was against Abs and Aggro. Because Hornet Nest, or Sultai Charm, which is what it was, can't really kill any creatures in their deck. Because most of them are multicolored, besides Wingmate Rock, which you can't kill with one removal spell anyway. So the hope is that Hornet Nest can stall a game out. Basically, I've heard a couple people say, and myself even say, that Hornet Nest is a card that doesn't win the game ever, but what it does is it makes it so that the game goes on longer, and that's exactly what this deck wants to do. It wants to hang on until it can cast like one of its giant Planeswalkers, or post sideboard cast one of its big fatties. Yeah, I really like the deck a lot. I think Fabiano was pretty genius in making it. And just because like you have like early disruption and you have like the best late game cards, like Ugin makes it so that like decks like Whip and stuff like that can't beat you late game. It might need something to help like that last game where you just get steamrolled, but people are going to draw like that sometimes, and you know, that'll get you sometimes. So, but I like how it's going. Like I said, me and Tickle did top 4, one of the IQs with it. We each lost in the top 4, but it was the first loss of the day for both of us, and I would be expecting to play this on Saturday. If you're looking for a deck that's not quite like this, I would probably recommend either Abs and Aggro or Red-White Aggro. I think they're probably the next best decks in the format, and but yeah, hoping to see you on Saturday. If you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to comment. Always gonna respond as quick as I can. Sometimes I miss it because it's like an email notification, but you know, things like that. Also, now that Deathrite has its own Moto account, it's going to start streaming a little bit. Maybe you'll probably see more of these videos. Probably going to stream this deck for the most part initially, and later on maybe we'll get a few more decks going, and you know, branch out from there. I should have a schedule up once we get one. I want to stream probably 2 or 3 times a week, so it's probably more middle of the week, because if I do travel, it's going to be like Friday and Monday are kind of like off limits, so probably like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday if I do stream. But yeah, see you guys out there. Thanks for watching.